all of us must have the experience of spending time in some beautiful scenic place. It could be beside a lake, at a seashore, at the beach, some starry night where we have felt reluctant to leave that place and go. Even though you've gone there for a short visit, you stand there and feel, no, I do not want to go back. So here we have a poem by Emily Bronte, The Night is Darkening Around Me. Here the poet tells us of that feeling which she had. She is reluctant to leave that beautiful moment in time. So let's see. The night is darkening around me. The wild winds coldly blow. But a tyrant spell has bound me, and I cannot go. So here the poet tells us that the night is darkening around me. From that we feel that she must be standing out in the moonlight. The night is further darkening. The time is passing by, but she does not feel like leaving the place. The wild winds are coldly blowing around her. So it is a starry, silent, cold night. But a tyrant spell. So who is a tyrant? A tyrant is usually an oppressive despot, an oppressive ruler who rules with an iron hand. Such a ruler seems to keep me there. That is what she's saying. And the poet says, I cannot go. So the words cannot make us feel that it is beyond her power. Even if she wanted to go, that oppressive ruler has commanded her that she has to stay rooted to that spot. The giant trees are bending, their bare boughs weighed with snow. The storm is fast descending, and yet I cannot go. So here we see that the trees, they are giant trees. They are described as giant because in the night, those huge trees, so leafy, so shadowy, in that darkness, they appear to be giant trees. So we get the feeling that she is almost in a woody area, rather like a forest. The bare boughs, why are the boughs bare? Why are there no leaves? And from that we know that it is winter. They are weighed with snow. They are so heavy with snow. There is snowfall all around. And this storm is fast coming. There is a storm coming, descending on her, coming down on her. And yet I cannot go. Here the poet sees that nature is telling her that she must go back. She has to go back into the safety of her house. She must go away before the storm descends. She can see that the earth around her is being covered up by snow, and yet she says, I cannot go. There is something captivating, something so mesmerizing, something magical about the atmosphere. Clouds beyond clouds above me. There are clouds and more clouds above me. The very heavens, the very sky seems endless, filled with clouds. Wastes beyond wastes below, and there is endless wasteland below. But nothing drear can move me. Nothing that is drear. The meaning of drear is gloomy or sad. No sad thoughts will make me leave this place. So wastes beyond, wastes below, but nothing drear can move me. I will not, cannot go. So clouds beyond clouds above me, wastes beyond wastes below, but nothing drear can move me. I will not, cannot go. Suddenly we see that there is a change from I cannot go. I cannot go becomes I will not, cannot go. So here the author is taking it into her hands to make her decision. Even if she is able to overcome that magical atmosphere, she decides on her own free will that she will not leave that place. This is definitely an atmospheric poem. It talks all about the atmosphere around us. It is intense, beautiful imagery. And now, when we look at the poet's life, Emily Bronte, she is the second among the most famous Bronte sisters. Emily Bronte is most well known for her novel Wuthering Heights, which is a textbook for every literary student all over the world. Wuthering Heights, too, is a fantastical fantasy land. It is so beautiful. The atmosphere described in it shows in every page we can see Emily Bronte's love for her homeland, that is the Yorkshire moors. She was known to roam around in that moorland day and night. She had a pet dog and she would wander around in those woods. The dog's name was Keeper, and she would always be one with nature. So, this is definitely a feature that we see in this poem too. The poet's closeness to nature, but at the same time, the poem is also symbolic because we see the elements like dark, cold, dreary, wastes, beyond waste. So there is a lot of frustration, desperation, despondency. Such images also come to our mind. The very fact that it is night itself shows darkness. So there are a lot of gloomy thoughts too. We can say that this is not entirely beautiful or magical, but it is quite menacing and scary, almost to the extent that one would remember or think of ghosts. Is there a wandering ghostly apparition in that woods that is holding her there? Now, if we look at the novel, which is quite similar in atmosphere to the poem, in the novel, there is the most famous quote where the now very well known couple, Heathcliff and Catherine Earnshaw, when Catherine, at the demise of Catherine, Heathcliff says, I curse you that, you lonely spirit, you will haunt me to the end of my days. So he is pleading to the ghost to haunt him to the end of his days. He wishes to be haunted. He walks out into the snow, hoping and dreaming to be haunted. The entire story, we see the ghostly presence and the dark, menacing moorlands. Now, I feel that the poem is quite positive if you take it in another sense. We know that Emily Bronte history tells us that the whole family, all the Bronte sisters, they lived very short lives in which they gave such rich literature to the world. But Emily Bronte can also here be talking about death. She died at the age of 30, a patient of consumption. And here we see that the poet is telling us that the night is darkening around her and the winds are closing in, the storm is descending upon her. The very words, clouds beyond clouds above and waste beyond waste below, brings to mind that idea of heaven above and earth below, heaven above and also hell below. So, that kind of an idea where she feels that she is soon to be claimed, the angel of death is soon coming to claim her. But she says, I cannot go away from here. I have to wait. And one who is doomed to death must wait. There is no other alternative. She cannot go. She cannot leave. She has to wait and embrace that angel. But the positivity of the poem comes in the words, I will not go. When she says, I will not go, she chooses it, that it is not the decision of the angel of death to claim her. She too is going to wait for his embrace or her embrace, and she too is going to be ready for that death. In a way, we see that she is conquering death by saying that nothing dreary can move me, nothing gloomy will make me cry or pine for this earth. I am not going to pine or cry for this earth. I am going to stand my ground and embrace that angel of death and accept death. So she says, I will not go, no matter how menacing this world is. So we see that the poet has realized that death is just a continuation. The woods are a journey, and life is a journey, and death too is merely a continuation, where she will soon be going to that eternal shore from which there is no need to move out, there is no need to leave that eternal, seamless shore, that heavenly, blissful abode. So here the poet has conquered death. The poem has the rhyming scheme of AB, AB. There are only three stanzas. Emily Bronte and both her sisters, Charlotte Bronte, Annie Bronte, all of them we have to remember, this is a very significant part when you take it in the feminist literary history, that all three of them wrote under the name of men. Emily Bronte was Alice Bell, Annie Bronte was Acton Bell, and Charlotte Bronte was Currer Bell. And it is in the name or these masculine names that they were published, simply because that period the publishing houses or the very readers did not consider that it was proper for women to write, and there would not be very many readers. So we see that the criticism of the period even marveled when they later on came to know that it was a woman who had written Wuthering Heights, who had written this beautiful poem, The Night is Darkening Around Me. Readers wondered, and there was astounded criticism saying that how could a woman produce such brave, bold writing? The Night is Darkening Around Me by Emily Bronte. The night is darkening around me, the wild winds coldly blow, but a tyrant spell has bound me, and I cannot go. The giant trees are bending, their bare boughs weighed with snow, and the storm is fast descending, and yet I cannot go. Clouds beyond clouds above me, wastes beyond wastes below, but nothing drear can move me. I will not, cannot go.